Hey guys, welcome back to Sterlinx again, and thank you very much for tuning in. Last time we spoke about how to do business and what are the advantages of doing a business with a UK limited company as a UK resident in the USA, plus UK, and growing your brand all over the world. Let's roll in with a different topic today. Last time we spoke about how to do business as a UK limited company from the UK to the USA with a limited company in the UK, and we talked about the advantages and a lot of other things. So keep rolling and let's move into the topic.
If my US-based business generates over $1 million profit, how can I maintain my tax ratio?
Brilliant question, and we love this type of cases. So when you're making a $500,000 profit, it's a very healthy profit to have. Congratulations, you've done really well in your business. Now, having the $500,000 profit coming straight in your bank in one of the European countries, straight away you're a high rate taxpayer on a personal basis. And some of the European countries, UK has got 40%. Some of the European countries got 40, 50, even some goes to 60% depending on the person's income. How can you reduce that? So there is always a threshold of taking personal dividend. So you could have a holding company in your country or in UK or whichever other country you're resident of in Europe. That profit can come into the holding company. Now the holding company would have to have shares or have to be the member of the LLC that you have in the USA. You're not directly a shareholder or member of the LLC anymore. That holding company will hold the profit in the holding company, and you'll be able to withdraw exactly how much money you need from the holding company. See where I'm coming from? So the personal tax liability just reduced straight away. So now say your yearly expenses or yearly personal income only need maybe about €50,000 or 50,000 pounds, whichever you imply on that. You could just take that up to that tax bracket and pay the 10, 12, 15% personal tax rate based on that dividend. However, the holding company that holding the rest of the money, say $450,000, you can then distribute it in multiple other tax rate in a group structure that a good accountant or somebody like ourselves can recommend how to go ahead and work with that. And that's how you do it.
What platforms are the best to promote your e-com business in the USA?
You're an e-com specialist. You already, say if you're a startup, what do you do? We have seen, or we're seeing businesses regularly from startup to all the way to, 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars, euro, pounds a year. We have these, accounts in our books. Now, this video is completely related to e-commerce, guys, okay? So I'm focused on the e-commerce niche only. Shopify is a great example of owning a website that eliminates having your own hosting, security, and palaver. Okay, it's got a lot of benefits. Doing multi-currency in Shopify is also possible. Having a multi-store is also possible. That's great, owning your own brand on Shopify. However, if you then say, no, I want a bit more flexibility, obviously there are other platforms out there for your own brand, such as like BigCommerce, you got WooCommerce, Magento, OpenCart. So quite a few others. So you just have to do a little bit of comparison, which is more suitable for you in terms of the actual nature of the business and traffic that you get. It's not more about the money here. It's more about the reliability and flexibility to be compatible, because once you grow in one or two countries, you are thinking globally. And we know that because we see that all the way. When you think globally, gradually, one or two countries every 6 months, this is when you'll need to be very flexible to a platform. Now let's jump into what type of marketplace should you target. If you're a startup, you already know you have made your mind up to work on Amazon, either eBay, which is very slow these days, eBay, or maybe Walmart in the USA, or there are a couple other platforms depending on which niche you are at. If you're a startup, you should really work on one platform or two platforms combined at a time. Don't jump into all of those together. Okay, it's very hard, too much work. Focus on one or two, grow them consistently, then gradually diversify. However, when you're already making X amount of profit or past X amount of scale, now say if you are doing $500,000 on one platform, you want to diversify to another platform. Maybe 1 million is my magic number. I love that example. If you're already making 1 million on Shopify, maybe it's worth thinking about Amazon, and Walmart at the same time, because you'll have the resources as well as you'll have the manpower. You've also built the SOP to outsource a lot of work they need to, such as like number one is your financial side, the actual tax and regulations and bookkeeping. Send it to somebody like Sterlinx or find another team who can handle it for you. Once that's gone, then you are busy and happy to scale your marketing, product listing, graphics design, all the palavers, including transport and suppliers.
What are the financial disadvantages for this type of setup?
The question is about financial disadvantages of owning an LLC as a UK or European citizen. The financial disadvantages, number one, is if you need loan to grow your business, like for example, you would need finance to buy a lot more inventories when you go past a certain scale. And that's the major problem in e-commerce business, guys. You don't have enough capital to grow your business. It's like the amount of money you make is being eaten by buying the next stock to fulfill the gaps that you have between the inventories and the actual demand that you have at the moment. How do you handle that? Number one is, how suitable are you going to be for a loan being a foreign citizen while you are owning LLC or a company in another soil? Now, how are the lenders going to look at you? What is your credit check background, and how well is the LLC performing? Yes, Amazon gives lending. A couple of other lenders out there. I don't want to name them as we are not affiliated. E-commerce lending is available, but bank is a common source of lending. I mean, do you really think if you walk into USA in a high street bank and you are a citizen of Croatia, UK, or X countries, they're going to be treating you the same as a USA resident? Of course not, because you're a higher risk. So this is number one disadvantage. And another disadvantage I could think of, having limited branding power cross-border. So unless you're super big like Tesla, BMW, or Apple, that's a different scenario. Now, if you are £1 million in a criteria business, USA brand coming to dominate in the UK or Europe, it's like, how much advantage do you have compared to the competitor who are already based in UK and Europe with a local brand? There's the common two disadvantages that we can think of.
How to make sure your accountants are fully tuned to keep up with your growth?
Accountancy firms is a big question, and it's a very important team to have in your business when you'd like to grow your business. Look, guys, end of the day, business is all about the numbers, money, profit, loss, inventories. It's just all about numbers here. I mean, without having the actual right recording, the systems of the numbers, what's coming in, what's going out, what is the tax due, what's the forecasting, you're not running a business. Business entails having correct number and correct procedures for the department in place who can help you on a day-to-day basis with the actual challenges that you have from the tax offices as well as your business. You have to ensure that you work with the right accountancy firm who are actually an expert in your own industry. That's the number one criteria. And you also have to make sure they have the right team so they can grow with the actual pace that your company is growing. A lot of people sign up to us because of the same problem, because the e-commerce businesses can go boom over a couple of months, couple of weeks, and their existing accountancy firm is not up to the pace to keep up with the resources and manpower and systems and procedures in place to ensure they're compatible with the pace that you have for your growth. So you need to make sure that the accountancy firm that you're talking to, they are knowledgeable in your industry, and also they have the team behind the scene to keep up with the pace, as well as they are compliant with the local tax and regulations. They know the comprehensive service all in one place, such as like UK, Europe, and USA, and they'll be able to advise you what will be your liabilities in your local country, local tax, or in USA where you own an LLC. This is where Sterlinx Global comes in. We are fully ISO compliant, accredited by ISO standards, UCAS compliant, and we make sure all the processes are taken care of, and we take care of either startup or larger scale of business. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on the video. If you have any question, I'll be here. Either myself or one of my colleagues will answer you on the comments, and we'll connect from there. Thank you very much for watching.